Good afternoon. Happy Saturday, y'all. Hope y'all having a good weekend, man. Saturday morning, out with Cinnamon. Might stop by the range for a minute today. I don't know, maybe not. Got a meeting. I got a meeting out there near the Governor's Gun Club, but I don't know. I might not stop out there. I got some other stuff to do too. Yeah, but I'm trying to wait till the beginning of the month when I get some more training ammo in. Of course, I'm not going out there with my personal defense stuff. I got a good supply of training ammo coming and a restock on my rifle ammo. Yeah, okay, so it's Saturday. I guess we could talk 2A. That Second Amendment for some of y'all. Gun content, to put it plain. Oh yeah, there goes Cinnamon. Hey Cinnamon. Cinnamon. Hey. I don't know if y'all can see her or not. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, I got a friend, man. Well, I got a couple of people. I got a nephew, quite a few people that have, a lot of guns. Lots of guns. And, some people, look, we live in the U.S. If you want to have 40, 50 guns, go ahead, man. If you want to have, 15 of the same kind of gun, go for it. Whatever you want, man. Whatever you can afford, it's your right. Do whatever you want. Go crazy. But, when you think about, being proficient and what it takes just to be, to get proficient, as far as personal defense, I would say, man, because look, man, let's be real. Getting all these firearms and stuff, man, that's a lot of money. It could get expensive, especially if you go down that rabbit hole, the rifle rabbit hole. Oh, I want this AR, then I want to put this on it, put that on it, get this barrel, get this optic, get this grip, get this stock, get this upper, get this lower. Man, look, you could spend a lot of money on ARs and AR parts, and the same thing with an AK. AKs, people think they're, super duper simple, man. Look, that can get really deep, as far as, different pattern AKs. You got AKMs, you got Yugos, you got all different types of patterns of AKs, at least 3 different patterns. And then with those 3 different patterns, certain parts, like Yugo parts don't fit on AKM, AKM parts don't fit on Yugos, and they can be as different, and the rabbit hole be just as deep as it is with everything else. But getting to the point, I think you need to get proficient with at least one of your rifles, one of your shotguns, and one of your pistols. At least your shotgun and your pistol, man. I'm sorry. At least your rifle and your pistol. Pick a rifle, man, and get good on it. Pick a pistol, preferably the one you carry the most. Get your carry firearm, man, and get good with it. You need to be crazy good with that. That thing's still in the mailbox. Amazon turned around. Come on. Figure out which handgun you're gonna carry and get scary good with it. Figure out what rifle you're gonna carry and get good with that, man. When you have just a decent rifle, AR, AK, man, to get proficient with that thing, to find out where you need to hold at distances, to figure out which ammo performs the best, to figure out, which stuff you put on it, how it's going to operate. Listen, it takes time. Because if you got all these different guns, and that's fine if you want to have them, but muscle memory and, manipulations of that particular weapon, the manual of arms, all that stuff can be so different. I mean, and when you're in an emergent situation, when there's, an emergency and you have to use that firearm and you're nervous, your heart beating over 200 something beats a minute, hands shaking, man, adrenaline flowing, man, it causes you to forget stuff, man. And if, you haven't spent time, man, developing that muscle memory, to remember that manual of arms, man, you might forget something at an important time. Like to charge the weapon, to take off the safety, or, load it. Something like that, man. Like something important. These things can happen. So I say, whatever rifle you want, I ain't gonna tell you what kind of rifle you should get. You get whatever you want. But I say, man, it would be smart for you to get proficient. I'm talking about master one of them rifles, man. A lot of people don't like AKs. Man, I am nice with an AK. I've had an AK probably since about 2017. So I've had an AK probably since 2017, 2016 or 2017. I don't know, maybe before then. But I've had an AK for almost 10 years now. And I've been training with that ever since. I've got a lot of hours, behind the trigger. And trust me, I'm one of those ones who done bought stuff, put it on, took it off, all this kind of stuff. I got parts sitting around that I don't even need. That's why I can tell you, I made a lot of mistakes. I can tell you. You don't need to get a whole bunch of stuff. If you want to, go ahead, but you might find out you don't need it. All you're doing is making that weapon system a little more complicated than it needs to be. And I love AKs because they're so simple, man. They're so simple. You don't need to baby them. I break that thing down and put it back together and have it cleaned up and running like a sewing machine in no time at all. And I mean, out to a couple 100 yards, which, look, I'm not going to be the dude that's, bugging out. I'm too old to bug out. They had all these cats that get you a bug out bag. Yeah, I'm too old to bug out. I'm not going to be grabbing a rucksack, with 40 pounds of stuff in it, then throwing on, a plate carrier and grab all this stuff, if the crap hits the fan, and then all of a sudden I'm carrying all that stuff up the road. Man, there's a lot of older folks that tried to do that stuff down there, like when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, hit Louisiana. There was people who had to leave and had to get out on that road and hike, and they was old. They ain't make it, man. You get out here, man, with a lot of junk you trying to carry, and you ain't used to moving around and doing that. You old, man. Your body might not take it. You might not die out there on the road. So, and I said that to say, I'm not going to be one of them dudes, man, out there on the road trying to shoot 300 yards at a target. I'm not going to be out in the open, moving around, if crap hits the fan. More than likely, I'm going to try to fortify my position. That's where I live, and, you can see from this neighborhood around here, you see from this neighborhood around here, hey, look, I'm not going to have to shoot 300 yards. I might have to shoot, 100 yards, if that. And I don't know if you actually shot 100 yards. I have. We got an underground 100-yard range, and they have a couple 100-yard range out there at the outdoor club. I have, and you know what? I can hit targets with iron sights with my AK at 100 yards. So I'm pretty proficient now, but like I said, I've spent a lot of time with it. So I'm probably gonna fortify my position. I can hit targets and defend my perimeter. I don't need to get out there, and I don't need a big long rifle, 308, all that. I'm proficient with the one rifle I have, and that's what I suggest. Get proficient with the one rifle you have. I'm proficient with get a handgun that you like, you're comfortable with, whatever caliber it is. Your carry gun, preferably the one you're gonna carry. And get scary good with that. Train with that one. Get proficient. Know the manual of arms. Know, what to do to clear malfunction. If something goes wrong, how do I clear it? How fast can I clear it? Can I clear it, reload it, and start firing again? How to take it apart, how to put it together, how to change, little small parts if something goes wrong. All that kind of stuff. Get you a handgun, one you like, the one you carry. Get proficient with that handgun, man. Get scary good. Be a scary master of that thing. And that way, in an emergency or in a situation where you really have to go to work, muscle memory will kick in, along with your manipulation skills and what you've learned. You'll probably regress to your lowest amount of training in an emergency situation, man. I mean, a lot of people say what they'll do, but in an emergency situation, man, a lot of things just happen by instinct. So you have to train, man, the way instinctively, man, you could just move. So that's what I say. Instead of going out before you go out and buy 40 guns, that you don't train with all the time. If you got a lot of guns, how you gonna train with all of them all the time? You gotta buy all that ammo for all these guns. And all of that different training, all those different manual of arms, all this stuff you gotta learn for all the different guns. Now, I enjoy firing different firearms. I'm saying get what you want. This is America. But spend the major portion of your training getting good with what you have. Spend a major portion of your training getting scary good with your rifle and with your pistol. If your personal defense weapon at home, your home defense weapon is a shotgun, get real good with that too. Train with what you have, get scary good with it. And you'll save yourself a little money. And should an emergency situation arise, you may save your own life or the life of some people around you. All right? I know, man, there's a little dark talk today, but just wanted to say that because I know I go to the range, I see people drag so many guns out, and I just be thinking about how much money it costs, man, to be running some of these firearms, man, just the bullets themselves, just to have enough rounds and stuff to train with that thing. That's money, And then, how you really gonna get proficient? And then in an emergency situation, are you going to be proficient enough with the one you grab and not mistake it for something else? Because you really don't spend no time with it. Are you going to be able to use it in time to really save your life? Hey, it's your choice though, man. Free country, you do what you want to do. All right. That's my 2 cents on that matter. Hey, listen, man, it's a great weekend. Sun is out shining, birds is chirping. Look here, y'all have a great day. Look, the Lord love you, I love you. Hey, look, get out to Renew Worship Center. Renew Worship Center. We're at Mabry Middle School, Marietta, Georgia. Service time tomorrow is 11 a.m. Renew Worship Center. Get out there, man. You won't be sorry. Look, the Lord love you, I love you, man. Look, ain't nothing you can do about that. Talk to y'all later.